Hello, people of YouTube. My name is Steve Gray, and thank you for watching. If you're new here, please hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, leave a like, and feel free to comment down below what you would like me to do for future reviews and future anime and cartoon-related videos. So first off, up to 223 subscribers. Thank you. Appreciate all the love. Keep it going. Maybe we'll get that Rick and Morty Szechuan sauce giveaway going. We got about 275 more to go. But maybe we'll get there, maybe we won't. If we get there, it'll be cool. We'll do a little giveaway for you guys for all the appreciation. And thank you for supporting me. Anyway, let's get right into it. We are talking about My Hero Academia Season 4, Episode 8. And yes, finally, I am happy, I am content. We got some fighting, we got some action. Tamiki, Suneater, whatever you want to call him, he is a badass mother effer, and he is a boss, and he is finally breaking out of his shell, pun intended, because he makes his hand a clamshell, and he is basically beating the crap out of the Shi Hagashi, or Hajikai, I should say, is the correct pronunciation of that, and it's just kind of crazy. So basically, there's like 8 of these guys that are very, very powerful, that are like directly under Overhaul. I don't know all of their names, but we do know their quirks. One is he can grab anything off of a person as long as he can see them. The other larger gentleman, he can basically crystallize and basically put crystals all over his body that are extremely hard. So he can easily deflect, knives, bullets, swords, whatever, weapons, and he can easily use that as a weapon too. And then the third guy with the scarecrow mask apparently has super strength jaws, can eat anything and digest it in like 2 seconds, so he is never full, which is kind of terrifying and creepy, because he is like the epitome of gluttony, and he could potentially eat a human being, which I don't think My Hero Academia would go that far to show that, but it kind of reminds me of Full Metal Alchemist, where you got gluttony eating people, which is like terrifying and creepy and anyway. So, all the heroes are storming in. One of these 8 guys basically injects him, the little tiny crow guy, injects himself with the basically power-up serum, I guess is the best way to call it, and grows a lot bigger, becomes a lot stronger. He can actually move objects. Apparently, because of his size, the only thing he can really manipulate is something the size of a fridge, but with the extra power-up, he's literally moving probably this entire building, or at least the entire underground, to confuse all of the heroes so they can't find Eri. Miro, being a boss with his powers, Mr. Lemillion, is phasing through walls and such in order to go save Eri, because he's really the only one that will be able to do that. Yes, you have some power characters. You got Kirishima, Red Riot, and Deku in there. They can punch through stuff, but that's going to take a while, where Lemillion, he can just basically sprint with his powers and just keep going straight through, get to where he's got to get to, and hopefully save Eri. So my guess is he's definitely going to get to her first. But I don't know if he's going to be alone or he's going to get backup. Not exactly sure what the whole situation is with that. We will just have to wait and see what happens in the next episode with that. Next episode with a preview, we're probably not going to really see Lemillion too much, or Deku. Basically, what we're going to be seeing is Fat Gum Kirishima fighting off another one of these 8 higher-ups in the Shi Hajikai. I'm going to keep butchering that name so hard. I don't know if Overhaul's going to be in it or not. I feel like just they kind of knew enough information ahead of time where they have the ability to kind of escape. And then obviously they're probably going to get a plan together again in order to do that. But yet again, I'm not 100% sure, so we will just have to wait and see. But Suneater, oh my god, he's combining like foods with his quirk. So he's basically combining the shells and the octopus. So he's basically an armored octopus, and he calls it the Kraken, which is fantastic. But it's kind of scary, because the one guy that can take off anything that he sees can actually rip off some of his octopus parts, or rip off some of the clamshell parts, and Suneater is just not having a good time. and he's getting his butt handed to him a little bit. But then, being a very smart and kind of skilled person, obviously he is one of the big three, so there's a reason he's up there. He basically uses his mental prowess, eats a crystal from the guy that can crystallize stuff, and uses his own abilities against him, throws out the giant chicken leg, and knocks all three of the guys out. So that fight should be over. I believe they are all knocked out. He'll probably tie him up. They'll get arrested, etc. And Suneater, I think he's getting there. I don't know if we're going to see more character development for him throughout the season, but it seems like his kind of mental strength is definitely getting better than it was. I think this is like the first time we've actually seen him saying, look, I know I have the ability to take all three of these guys. You need to go rescue Erie because numbers are going to be a key factor in here. And Fat Gum actually backs him up in the process. He's like, look, he is probably the strongest one out of any of us here, but he's mentally weak. So if he says that he's got it, he's got it. And I'm not really that concerned about it because I know he's got it, which is really cool. That Fat Gum believes in him. As I said, we're getting his growth. Deku is not too much, you know. I mean, we don't really see a lot of the 1A characters in this episode. It was definitely a Suneater specific episode. A little bit of Lemillion in there too. We get to see Rukyu, if I'm saying her name correctly. We get to see U-Gravity or Uraka, and then we get to see Suasui or Frappy. All helping the police officers and everybody outside trying to take on the weaker thugs a little bit. Neri-chan, we didn't really see much of her. I feel like she needs to be in there a little more because, I mean, there's definitely a lot of heavy character play on Lemillion and Suneater, but Neri, there's really not too much going on with her right now, so I'm kind of hoping we actually get an episode with her because she seems like she has cool abilities with her crazy spiral lightning hair, which I would love to see more of her, and I'm sure some of you guys would love to see more of her too. So we will just have to wait and see what happens with that. Moving on, next episode, Kirishima and Fat Gum fighting a couple of these guys. Looks like one guy has some sort of crazy shield quirk, so we'll see how they attempt to get rid of that. Obviously, they have the power-up serum if they need it, so we'll see if any of the main eight underlings of Overhaul are using any of that to obviously up-power their quirk, making it harder for the heroes. Obviously, we also know they have quirk-stopping bullets, so I'm assuming that is going to come into play at some point. As far as we know, they haven't perfected it. So it's just a temporary thing. So like basically 24 hours, you're good to go. You got your quirk back. But we will just have to wait and see what happens with that. Deku and Lemillion, I'm guessing, are probably going to end up meeting up and defeating Overhaul in the coming episodes, and definitely not going to be in episode 9. This is definitely going to be probably like a couple episodes down the road. But what I'm guessing is we're going to see all of these different characters kind of using their powers and how they have been growing and developing their powers throughout the season. Is my guess is going to be the next several episodes dealing with the main villains, Overhaul and the Hashikai in this season. So that pretty much sums up everything for this. I'll be making a couple of different videos that are not review related, so feel free to take a look at them when I get those out. Other than that, you can expect a Rick and Morty Season 4, Episode 4 review on Monday. I was a little disappointed yesterday when I put my Dr. Stone review out there after getting like 7,000 views on the Rick and Morty Season 4 Episode 4 update video, and then like 1,000 views on the Final Space News episode. That has like 7 views right now. So, I mean, on average, those get around like 30 to 100 views, depending on, I guess, when I release them. And I'm guessing this is probably going to get around 100 views as well. But, you know, I like doing it. It gives my life purpose to a certain extent. I hope some of you guys enjoy watching these reviews. And yet again, I'm going to need a couple of new series, or at least one new series to review, because Dr. Stone and Rick and Morty are ending fairly soon. So anyway, my name is Steve Gray. Thank you for watching. Yet again, please hit that subscribe button if you can. And as always, have a good one.